They say beauty is a blessing, but for Fatima, it was a curse she could not escape. She was the daughter of Alhaji Kalon, the wealthiest and most powerful man in the beautiful city of Bo. Fatima had everything others envied. Endless riches, unmatched beauty, and the influence that came with her father's name. Yet, beneath the surface of this glittering life, Fatima carried a deep sadness that few could understand. Men came from far and wide to seek her hand in marriage. They arrived in caravans loaded with gift gold, fabrics, livestock, and promises of undying love. But Fatima saw through their words and gestures. They weren't in love with her, they loved what she represented: her father's wealth, the prestige of being tied to the Kalon family. It broke her heart to know that none of them truly cared for who she was. One night, as the city of Bo slept under the pale glow of the moon, Fatima decided. She would leave everything behind: her family, her luxurious life, her name, and seek the one thing her heart craved: love, true and unconditional. She devised a plan, one as daring as it was desperate. Disguising herself in simple, warm clothes, she wrapped her head in a scarf to hide her face and left her father's mansion at dawn. But Fatima knew that even her beauty could betray her. She decided to pretend to be deaf and dumb, unable to speak or hear, so that anyone who approached her would see her for her actions, not her words or appearance. With nothing but a small bundle of belongings, she began her journey, leaving the comfort of Bo behind for the unknown. Fatima eventually arrived in Kenema, a vibrant town full of life. The market square was the heart of the town, where traders sold their goods and women bartered for the day's necessities. Fatima quickly became a part of this community, helping the market women arrange their wares, fetching water for the elderly, and sweeping courtyards for small meals. At first, people in Kenema were curious about her. They whispered among themselves about the strange, silent woman with striking beauty who appeared out of nowhere. Some pitied her, thinking she had been cursed by the gods. Others admired her quiet strength and humility. Despite her silence, she quickly became loved by the townsfolk. Among those who noticed her was Musa, a carpenter known for his honesty and kind heart. Musa was not wealthy, but he took pride in his work, crafting furniture and tools with precision and care. He was captivated by Fatima, not just by her beauty but by the kindness she showed in her actions. One day, Musa saw Fatima struggling to carry a heavy basket of firewood. Without hesitation, he offered to help. She nodded her thanks, a shy smile lighting up her face. From that moment on, Musa became her friend. He didn't see her silence as a barrier, instead, he found ways to communicate with her. They used simple gestures, drew in the dirt, and shared moments of quiet companionship. As weeks turned into months, their bond grew stronger. Musa had fallen deeply in love with Fatima, and for the first time, she felt a glimmer of hope. Perhaps this was the love she had been searching for, a love that saw her for who she was, not for her father's wealth or her outward beauty. But as fate would have it, secrets cannot remain hidden forever. One afternoon, a group of traders arrived in Kenema, bringing news from Bo. They spoke of Alhaji Kalan's missing daughter, describing her beauty and a small scar above her left eyebrow. The market women exchanged glances, the details matching too closely with the mysterious silent woman who had become one of their own. The traders searched the town, and it wasn't long before they found her. Fatima's disguise unraveled before the crowd's eyes. She couldn't deny the truth. With tears streaming down her face, she confessed everything. She explained why she had left Bo and why she had hidden her identity. The revelation stunned the townsfolk. Some admired her bravery, others were heartbroken by her plight. Musa, who had hoped for a future with her, was devastated. He stood in the crowd, silent and helpless, as Fatima was taken away by her father's men, who had come to bring her back to Bo. As she was led away, Fatima turned back to look at Musa one last time. Their eyes met, and in that fleeting moment, an unspoken farewell passed between them. She knew she had found love, but it was a love she could never hold on to. Back in Bo, Fatima returned to a life of luxury, but the spark in her eyes was gone. The people of Kenema never saw her again, but her story lingered in their hearts. Musa went back to his carpentry, but he was never the same. His workshop was filled with carvings of birds, flowers, and small tokens that reminded him of Fatima. Fatima's story is told to this day, not as a tale of triumph but as a cautionary fable. It is a story of how the burdens of wealth and identity can make freedom elusive, even for the most courageous hearts. And in the quiet corners of Kenema, under the shade of market canopies, her name is whispered with both sorrow and reverence, a reminder of the silent beauty who sought love but found only loss.